Hi, I'm Paul Feiner. I'm the Greenburgh Town Supervisor, and we have a really great program. We live in a terrific community, and one of the reasons it's so terrific is because we have a lot of people who donate their time to important causes and civic groups. And with us today is Deborah Bornstein and Abby Conant, and both of them are with the Rivertowns Rotary Club. The Rivertowns Rotary Club is one of the best Rotary clubs around. I've been very, very impressed with all the things you've done, and I've been following the club for a long time. And maybe we could start by you telling us a little bit both about yourselves.
Great. Again, Deb Bornstein. I am the current president of Rivertowns Rotary, third generation Rotarian, retired healthcare consultant, and spending a lot of time on Rotary, trying to see how to expand and work some of the good things that I've known actually my whole life. My dad, my grandfather, my uncles were all Rotarians, and bringing all of that special service-oriented energy into our club now. So I've been about 3 years a Rotarian post-retirement.
Great. I always thought that people joined Rotary for networking purposes, but since you're retired, you can't get business out of this.
Well, it's interesting because it did start out as somewhat of a networking organization. It was Rotary. They had a group of gentlemen who, and I say gentlemen because women were just entered into Rotary as of 1989 or so, which there was a transformation. President-elect, previous president was female. Nonetheless, it was networking while servicing the community. At this point, there's still networking and fellowship that's involved in it, but I think across the country, internationally, it's all about giving back. And that's what we found. So yes, I'm not in it for any business. There are people who come to our Rotary Club. A dentist has picked up, when you have a fellowship and there's trust, then all of a sudden your fellow Rotarians want to be aligned with you professionally as well. So that does work.
And Abby, you're the president-elect?
Yes, I'm the president-elect, and unlike Deb, I don't come from a family of Rotarians. Rotary was very new to me. I didn't really even know what the Rotary was. I am director of the Senior Center in Dobbs Ferry, and they gave me a Service Above Self award after some of the things that we did during the pandemic, and invited me to a meeting, and I came in and was blown away, to be honest with you, about the works that were being done. Just as you said, you've been following the Rotary for some years. I really had my eyes opened in terms of what Rotary had been doing right in our community and globally, getting the history, because I didn't know much at all about what the works that they had been doing. And realizing that the award that I got, which was quite an honor, Service Above Self, but that's the motto. And that's what Rotary tries to bring to any endeavor that they look at. And we've done lots of things. Most Rotaries, as Deb will probably talk about, have a global component because it is a global organization. Millions of people, I think, is it 1.4? Yeah, globally are members, which is incredible. So you can go to any country and go to a Rotary meeting. But we focus, and under Deb's presidency even more so, on our local communities. What can we give back? Yes, we try and help with global outreach when we can, but we really have these past few years are looking at what can we do in our immediate area, because there are needs. Yes, there are needs internationally, but there are needs right in our own backyard.
I was thinking every time I've attended a Rotary Club meeting, everybody seems to like each other and get along. So unlike the presidential campaigns, did you have a contested election, and were people trying to undercut your campaign for president of Rotary?
No. I've worked very closely with Deb and some of these. We're both, relatively speaking, I guess about 3 years in, and Deb and I have worked very closely on a bunch of projects, and it was almost a natural evolution that this would be next steps. So
the motto was, the lesson is that politicians could learn from Rotary how to get along and be optimistic. And there's really an optimism with Rotary, because you're not looking at what's wrong about a community, you're looking at what we could do to make it better.
Every day. That's what we all come together. We are 25 strong now. We have a Rotary meeting 3 times a month, and we sit there every single meeting. No one pays us to come, no one forces us to come, and we're looking for opportunities to make our community better. And no one sits there for, an hour and a half. Sometimes we have a good speaker like you, Paul, and it could run over, but we sit there looking for a way to give back and contribute. So yes, it's all positive. I've said before that volunteering and being involved like this is probably the most selfish thing you could do, because we all walk out and we feel a sense of gratitude for being able to give back. So Abby has brought that forward from the day she walked in here. Not that we don't support each and every one of us. I do think that, and we know other Rotary clubs, so I think that good spirit does follow through with at least the Rotary clubs I've become aware of. My dad's in Florida. It's the same kind of positive spirit, but the club is 1,000% behind Abby. Sees that the leadership qualities are there, and just we're all in it together. So it's not a bureaucracy. It's not a way for somebody to do more than the other. We all want to do it together, and that's the fun part too. So we do have a nice fun time.
And, the fellowship is a part of it, and the connection with the other members. And it's a very diverse group. I mean, I think, we have people from all walks of life, which is super cool. But we also come together on different projects. And we don't work on something just because Deb says, okay, this is who we have to support now. Or I say, you know what, there's a need in this community, and we need to do that. We will have a speaker come in, or an idea about some group or organization or something that needs to be supported, and we all talk about it and we vote on it. So there's some things that I feel that I would like to support that maybe the whole group doesn't, but we all come together on what we feel is important. And it's all really, at the end of the day, Deb's right, you leave feeling good because it is all about doing good. And one example, I don't know if we're gonna get into examples, I'll just tell a very quick story. The new president of Mercy University, which is right in our backyard, came to speak with us. And she was so impressive, and it was so interesting. And hearing about food insecurity on college campuses, this was something none of us, you have the food pantry, we did day of service for the food pantry in Dobbs Ferry, but we heard about the MAV market, which supplements food for students, college students that are going to classes every day, and in some cases supporting families and working jobs. And we thought, we have got to support this they call it their MAV market, and this has become one of our regular staple. Everybody was behind it. I mean, this was one that I don't think we got pushed back on a single person, but this is something every month we raise food. We gave some donuts yesterday that was part of a larger global fundraiser for polio.
That's great.
Yeah, and we've done a lot with Mercy. So that's just an example of us coming together.
I just want to say that higher education scholarships has been an important part of what we do in the Rivertowns Rotary. Lots of clubs, they support providing wheelchairs to folks in different countries. This happens to be a cornerstone project for Rivertowns Rotary, this scholarship program. For 50 years, we've given to local high schools. Actually, it started by us giving a scholarship to Mercy University. Full circle, this is our 100th year. We are going to be, or it's coming up in March, and we are going to be celebrating our centennial. And we all came together and said, what do we need to focus on? There really isn't a week that goes by that one of our Rotarians isn't approached by somebody in this community that says, oh, what, you're in Rotary? I was a scholarship winner back in 96. Every time you're out and you say that, there's somebody who has received it.
Over 50 years.
Yeah, I just came up with a scholarship idea just a second ago. We set up, we have a Tech Angels program, and you're involved with the seniors. and the Tech
Okay.
Angels are run by students. And basically, they go to the senior center, the Theater Young Community Center, every other Saturday as volunteers as students. And then they tell seniors how they could work their iPhones or how they could handle technology, and then maybe have like a scholarship for a student who volunteers, because that could be a really interesting program. And then you're getting an outstanding student, and then at the end of the school year, they could get recognized.
Well, those are things that we like to bring back to the club, and I like how you ended that, an outstanding student, because our scholarship program really has centered on, of course, they need to have, scholastically, they need to meet certain criteria. But it's all about the service above self and them being outstanding students by giving back to their community. So something we should take back and kind of think about as we go forward.
We're even a Snow Angels program where people will clear out snow from driveways. We've started that, like over 30 years ago, but there's not enough volunteers. But if students knew that there was an opportunity to get a scholarship, maybe it would be easier, to get the volunteers.
You know what, Paul? Rotary is so interesting because we are not singularly focused. And what we do is we align ourselves with so many community organizations. We talked about the Dobbs Ferry Food Pantry, and anytime they need something, they can come to us and we can provide extra hands. You had asked once for us to help sort clothing, and we came down, and we packed lunches.
This building looked like the Salvation Army.
No, it did. We were there.
We were there.
I know, that was with
A number of us.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that we provide to the community. So it's good that you're reaching out. I think offline, we need to really talk about this. You had mentioned it back at the club when you came, and there might be a way, because that's all we have are volunteers. There might be a way that our folks can network with their folks as well and get a larger response to some of the things that you need. It's a great idea.
See, that's one of the things that I love about Rotary is, and you just think about the Rotary, the symbol, the wheel, the connectors. And I love when one group that we've worked with interacts with another group and the support system just kind of goes and goes and goes and really reverberates. We had given a grant to the Graham School in Hastings, and we interacted with some speech therapists there. And then we did another, about a year later, we were doing a project for Gigi's in Ardsley that really caters to students that have Down syndrome. And
That's amazing.
And they needed speech therapists. So some of the speech therapists that had worked with us on our Graham School project volunteered and came and spent the day in Ardsley. And then we got to know, Nancy Cablevision, the mayor of Ardsley, who needed clothes sorted here. So, all different, it's a community connection coming together.
And I think one of the advantages, just from listening, is that there's so many charities that where the money goes to administration. Mm-hmm. And you're basically able to decide where the money is best spent. So if somebody comes asking for a scholarship or support, your members are familiar with the group, so there's a better chance that the money is you're going to get real value for every donation you give, rather than having the money wasted by administrative expenses.
No overhead.
None.
No overhead.
That is
our meetings. We pay for our dinners. We walk in with a check. There's no bureaucratic process. It's just us and our hands and our pocketbooks and our community giving back. So you're right on.
Right. Do you have to live in the Rivertowns or work in the Rivertowns to be a member of the Rivertowns Chamber?
No. You do not. And what makes our club very interesting, we have folks who do travel. We have 2 members from Mount Vernon. We have a couple of members from White Plains. And some of those folks went out shopping Rotary clubs to see, because there's many in the Bronx and Mount Vernon, to see what kind of projects are being handled, and they're all valuable clubs.
Absolutely.
We happen to have a very active, very fun club. So they do make their way here. Most of them have business here in the community. So, they live in White Plains, but they work in Hastings. We have somebody
Right.
from Andrus and doing that. So
That is great. And one of the nice things about Rotary is once you join, you could go to a Rotary club anywhere in the world. If you're going on vacation, you could check out the Rotary Club, say in Hong Kong or Madrid or
we have people
anywhere.
that do that.
Yeah, we do.
And it's sort of like a way you get special VIP treatment. Have you ever gone to Rotary clubs around the world or around the country?
We're relatively new to the club, but I was looking in North Carolina to potentially buy a home. And
Oh, you can't move out. We're going to get
we decided not to.
Okay.
But nonetheless, when I went there, the real estate agent that I was sitting with, I said, this is going to be interesting. We're retired. How are we going to find? She said, why don't you join a Rotary Club? And I said, well, as a matter of fact, I'm the president of my Rotary Club. And she said, well, I'm the president of my Rotary Club. And she said, we would love, come back. We would love to have you come. Those are the people who are right on site and can help you really navigate the reality of an environment, whether you're moving somewhere or whether you're traveling. You're getting the insider's view. So, I haven't. I don't think you have.
No, I haven't either. But you go to your father's in
true.
Florida.
That's true. I visit there.
He's still so active, and he's
Dynamic club.
He's talked to us about his years and years and years. I mean, how he's been a Rotarian
since he was the youngest president of his Rotary Club in Rockaway. And I would never say that I steal a lot of great ideas from him, because that would be wrong, but I steal a lot of great ideas from his club and implement them here. And that's what you learn to do. You just take the best.
But you have to have communication. I mean, Deb just this week went to a meeting with some of the other presidents. I think it was Briarcliff or whatever, and it's great communication. Oh, you're doing this works. Oh, we're doing that works. Yeah. We touched on our centennial next year, which is huge for us, and all of the money collected for our different projects that we're doing will be going to our scholarship program to continue to fund that, to continue to really support our students in our local area as they move forward. And we're doing something at Mercy. We're doing a family pancake breakfast. And we got ideas from some things. Oh, this really worked well for a family fundraiser in, I don't know if it was Briarcliff, it was one other of the communities. Oh, we'll incorporate that. That's great.
That's really amazing. Yeah. I'm like so impressed. We also have a Rivertowns Chamber of Commerce. Do you work with them? Because they're very active also. And do you sort of...
Two of our members are on there, so yes.
And do you coordinate like activities with them?
We're starting to.
Yeah, somewhat. The local Hastings Festas and the Dobbs Ferry Festa and those kind of things. We've been supported by some of the Chamber of Commerce and brought in. We were introduced to the folks at the Dispatch from the Chamber of Commerce. So again, it's just all connection.
Yeah, the Dispatch is turning out to be a nice little newspaper.
It's wonderful.
They came and spoke with us. They
so
love
impressive.
us.
Yeah.
We
The group
love
of people.
them.
Yeah.
Tim and they're just wonderful folks, doing great for the community, and hopefully, like you, we need to be promoted. We can't be the best kept secret any longer.
Steal your line on that.
When Abby was talking, when we invited her, she didn't really know what we did. That can't be. We have such an impact on the community. So we're doing our job because we are reaching out and we are partnering with people who need our assistance. But we definitely need folks like you, folks like the Dispatch, to allow us to get the word out, gain more members, have more ideas come in.
Before I forget, could you tell us again the dates when you meet and where you meet?
We meet now at Mirabella's, which is the new restaurant that is connected to the Look movie theater in Dobbs Ferry.
Oh, that's great.
And we're relatively new there. met at Maud's Tavern for a very long time, and and they were so wonderful to us. Everybody was very
That's great.
supportive. We grew out of the space. So Mirabella's has been great to us. We meet there 3 Tuesday evenings a month, the second, third, and fourth Tuesday, from about 6:15 until 7:30. Folks come in. We have speakers a couple of those weeks per month. People who range from government folks. We've had mayors who've come in to tell us what's been going on.
We had the new warden of Sing Sing, the first
just
woman.
had-
First
wow.
woman warden. Fascinating. I mean, people didn't want to leave that night, but she was fabulous.
Yes.
Absolutely fabulous.
Which was
Does she live in the area?
Where did she live?
I think she lives in the
Not-
general
yeah,
area.
in the general
not,
area,
not
but
in,
not in the
the Rivertowns. But she's worked there for many years, and one of the interesting connections is this new movie that has come out that is something that we're in the process of.
It highlights, there's a movie, Sing Sing, that we all talked about. You'll hear a lot more. It's going to be up for an Oscar nomination, and Coleman Domingo is playing the lead role in it. But it was written and developed by folks who are incarcerated at Sing Sing. And it's all about this program called Rehabilitation Through the Arts. And it's, as the warden said, we're not saying that we can affect all of the thousands and thousands of incarcerated folks, but this program happens to make a significant impact getting people ready if they are to be released. And it was a very interesting movie. It's about people who are incarcerated, and everyone except the lead role is played by the incarcerated individuals.
Oh, wow.
And that movie's coming out. We're going to see if maybe this RTA program is something that we would want to support.
To support.
I happened to be
Yes.
at Sing Sing, but not as a resident, but as when I was a county legislator, we took a tour of Sing Sing, and it was like really, really fascinating. But I'll never forget that.
We have a member who, Mercy University, again, all the connections with us. Mercy University is the educational component at Sing Sing, so they provide, college credits and those things. And we happen to have a member who has been one of our longest-standing members, who is a professor at Mercy and has taught at Sing Sing. So
Right.
when you say that it was interesting, he would concur.
In terms of members have to pay for their meals, right?
Yes,
And how much is the meals usually?
$30.
So it's $30 like
That's a
every
lovely-
week.
yeah.
And if somebody say can't afford the meals, could they just go for the program?
Anytime.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
But there are dues. There are
Yeah,
dues.
yeah, when you-
Yeah,
yes.
there are dues.
To
yeah.
join as a
To
member.
join, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's, that's a part of it. Everybody knows it up front. And you can structure it. You can pay, pay.
And do you have to go like to every meeting to be a Rotary?
We don't, it used to be, back in the day, you'd actually be penalized. If you missed a meeting, you'd have to make it up somehow. Nowadays, with everybody working and being just so thankful for the volunteerism that exists within the group, we're much looser. But to have the continuity, we really do like people to come to most of the meetings. Having said that, I've missed meetings. You've on occasion, I think you missed one meeting once, but people do, and life is busy, but the continuity is somewhat important, but you don't have to, there's not a hard and fast rule.
If somebody wants to test out a Rotary club,
Absolutely.
they could just show up. Do they call you, or do they?
That would be great.
Or is there an email or like a contact information we could put on the screen?
Rivertownsrotary.com.
Okay.
Hashtag Rivertownsrotary. You can write, we check the email all the time. People are invited to come down. It's a fun evening. We have the speakers listed on our website, so you can see if somebody's looking interesting to you and you want to hear from them, and then get brought up to date on some of the projects that we're doing. See if you even want to participate in a project listen, we need extra hands.
Absolutely.
Everything that we're
Yeah.
doing is a heavy lift.
Yeah.
So
That is, really great. We only have a couple minutes left, and I'm wondering if there's anything I left out that you'd want to highlight.
ooh, that's
I would just say that, I hope people do check us out because we are interested as we're growing. And it's important it's wonderful that we have long-term members that have been there for a really long time to lead the way. But we also need new folks of all ages, younger folks that I know everybody's busy, but it's really, it's a great group of people doing wonderful things, and I would really hope that people would want to check us out, and that would really be the main thing that I would say. We need hands. We need hands to do the work, and we need interested people wanting to give.
And I think it's really
spread the
great
word.
that I was
Perfect,
thinking
Andy, perfect.
that you deal with seniors all the time, and you're passionate about the community, which says something really positive about you. That it's not just like a 9-to-5 job where you're working with seniors, but you're really totally committed to making the community a better place, either through the seniors or through
high schoolers.
Rotary or whatever, which I think is really, really great.
And the worlds all intersect, which, just getting back to my point about the rotary wheel, it's just, that's the best part of it to me, is bringing all the parts of the community together.
Great.
And we appreciate all your support.
Absolutely.
You've always been a supporter, so we appreciate this. And whenever we need you, we know we can reach out to you. So thank you.
Although I'm not a member of Rotary, I got 2 Paul Harris Awards
Nice.
over the 10-year as
Which is
supervisor.
an honorary
That
Paul
is-
Harris.
I know,
started.
it's-
Yeah, I started
Rotary.
Rotary. Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
my
That's an
claim to
honor.
You're
fame.
an honorary Rotarian.
You are,
Hate to tell you.
absolutely.
Yeah, but I really want to thank you for making a positive difference in our community, and I know that because of you, our town is a better place and the community is a better place, and I look forward to working with you on, on projects and hopefully promoting, what you're doing, because it's, again, groups like yours that really make Greenburgh so much better and the River Villages so much better.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
all you do.
Thank you.